All right, and we're off. Find that comfortable sitting position. We'll start with that bit of mindful movement and just really kind of settling into your sacred space. I mean, sometimes the mornings can be filled with you're catching up on the news and whatnot. So if we can really just come into the space where we have absolute most control of our own bodies and breath in the space that we've created. So let's start with a bit of contraction of squeezing the shoulders up towards the ears and then rolling the back and down. Following your breath. Good morning. If you're just joining, we're just starting that warm up of active control of tensing and releasing. Like a few more other adjustments, you're welcome to make them. If you're ready to settle in, just let those shoulders drop away from the ears to rise from the shoulders. Eyes can be open or closed, your choice. Whatever helps you to tune into this body, tune out to the distractions. Begin to notice the ground coming up to support you. The sensation from your feet to your seat. Feeling the energy rise from the ground as though each part of your spine could just get a little bit more space between the next. Crown of the head rising, and then just let that chin rest in. So not a proud chin, just humble chin. Tune into the sounds maybe from outside of your space. And allowing the sounds from inside your space. Maybe the sound of your own breath. Doing a breath practice this week of holding the left hand to the heart space, the right hand to the lower belly. Allowing the shoulders to settle out of the ears. Now just a connection to this heart space with your hand to allow the flow of oxytocin, that connecting hormone. But to find that connection of the breath. So as you breathe in, lower belly expands. As you breathe out, it floats back towards your home, towards your center. Not feeling the need to strive or overdo, but just allowing a free flow of breath. If you like to count, it might be a 4 count in, a 4 count out. Last cycle. After your next breath out, just letting the hands settle back to where they feel most comfortable. And just noticing how that makes you feel. Sometimes the breath is the only thing that we can control during our day, so use it. All right, before we head any farther, let's set that intention for the day. Palms coming together or in your lap, your choice. How are you going to show up today? Towards yourself, towards those around you, or towards the planet? Something that encapsulates all three, perhaps. If the palms are not already together, let's meet there in the center. Spread those fingers as wide as they feel comfortable. Thumbs may be touching your chest space. As you press the hands together, feel the lift that comes from that. From here, we're going to spin those hands forward, so fingers facing forward. You're going to flip the palms out and push away the veil, the curtain, the muck. Lift the palms up, reach to the sky, gather it all up, and come right down your center. 2 more. Send it forward. Push it away. Gather up all that you need. And send it right back to your heart. Last one. We meet in the center, a little bit of pressure, elbows out, spine rising. All right, let go of that effort. We cross the hands and we'll start a figure 8 or infinity sign. Next time we meet the center, we'll pause and head the other direction. We'll come to pause in the center. Send the hands outward, keeping them clasped. Let the shoulder blades spread. Maybe the head drops. Flip the palms outward, rising up in breath. Bring it on back down. Out breath. Reflip the hands around the shoulders. Hands to belly. Open the chest. Good. 2 more. See, we backs of the hands forward, around the shoulders. Flip it out, rise up, in breath. Reflip, out breath. Hands to belly, in breath. Last one. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in. Come back to center, making little adjustments. I'm going to take the right hand down towards your right hip. Let that shoulder drop out of your ear. Maybe the elbow bends a little bit. I'm going to take that left arm up and over. And I'll give you the option if you need a look up. That would be more of an energetic kind of sweep up, or maybe the gaze goes down this morning. We'll take a breath in as we reach. Send your left sit bone down. Exhale, push the floor away as you send that left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Reach the right arm up and over. Gaze this time goes down to the left. I'm actually using that hand on the right thigh to pull against. Just enough effort. 1 more breath, send your right sit bone down. Exhale, we'll rise back up. Take that right hand to the outside of the right hip as you come into that seated twist. Trying to draw both shoulders back from the center. Breathe into those side ribs like you have gills. And then we'll exhale, come back to center. Make any little adjustments before we head to the other side. All right, take the left hand down to the outside of the left hip. You're going to bend that elbow a little bit, drop the shoulder. We'll reach that right arm up and over. And again, I'll give you the choice to maybe either look up, forward, or down. Breathing into that upside body, send your right sit bone down. Exhale, push the floor away from you. Take that right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Take the left arm up and over and maybe gazing down to the right this time. So as you're pulling on that left thigh, you can draw your right shoulder back. One more breath. Exhale, we rise back up. Take that left hand to the outside of the left hip, and we're into that seated twist to the left. Space from the collarbones out to the tips of the shoulders is spacious. One more breath, breathe into those side gills. And we'll be back in the center. One last neck stretch. I know some of that involved the neck, but let's take the right hand back behind you. Left hand to the top of the head. You're going to look over to the right and take your left ear towards your left shoulder. Now, depending on where you feel it most, the chin might stay level. You could try to look up a little bit, which will get a little bit more of the front neck muscles. Or you could look down, which will get a little bit more of the back muscles. And sometimes I graze between both of the up and the down. Last breath there. To come out, press the tips of your left fingers along the right side of your head, just a little bit of pressure to give you some support back up. Ease out. Roll it out. And just notice one side versus the other. See if one shoulder feels longer or lower than the other. All right, let's head to the other side. Take the left hand back behind you, right hand to the top of the head. Look over to the left. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Left shoulder stays out of the ear. And again, decide where you're gonna take the chin position. It might be different on each side. You do a breath on the up position, and maybe you try a breath on the down position. Last breath here, if you're still with me. To come out, press the tips of the right fingers along the left side of the head. And release. All right. Let's move into quadruped, or you can go onto your back if you don't want to put weight on your hands. I promise not to make this a heavy arm weight day. I usually like to let Fridays be a light arm day in terms of putting weight on the hands. All right. So knees are a little bit wide. You're in quadruped. Hands are spread. And we're going to do our barrel roll. So you're going to slide to one side, lift up, round. And the rounding comes mostly from the upper back. So if you're worried about rounding the lower back, it doesn't happen quite as much. If you're on your back, you do the same where you're spinning around a little circle. Perfect. You got it. Ask that you're breathing, matching your movement to your breath. The next time you reach a good stop point, like a center point, maybe the top of your barrel, pause and head the other direction. And the next time you reach the top point in the center, pausing, and come back to center. We're going to come to more of a child's pose position, so if you're okay, you can kind of shift to that. Yeah, perfect. And we'll open up the knees wide. We can set back. We're going to start to walk the hands over to the right side. Left hand can stack over the right hand. Allow the head to rest down. Take a full breath into that left side body. Mouth open, jaw relax. One more. We'll walk through center and over to the left side. The left hand down, right hand stacks on the left hand. Let the head rest down. Take those 2 breaths into that right side body. Walk back through center and then slowly start to bring yourself back up. All right, we're going to head into a low kneeling position. I'm going to use the blocks if you've got them. You don't have to have blocks. I'm going to start with the left leg forward. Come into this low lunge where roughly your knee is stacked over your ankle of your front foot, and the back one can be flat, or you can tuck it, whatever is most comfortable. Clear it out. We're going to reach up towards the sky, in breath. Soften the shoulders, maybe look up, maybe that doesn't feel good yet. Let's reach those arms up. You're going to grasp onto your right wrist. Inhale up to reach. Little side bend off to the left. I'm resting my head on my top arm. That might be available to you, or maybe it feels better to rest it on the bottom arm. Press the back shin down to the floor. Keep breathing with me. 2 more breaths. In breath, reach. Exhale, release. We're going to swim those hands back behind you, clasping them. Take the hands down towards the floor to open up the shoulders. We got 2 breaths here. Bring up the hands. We're going to start to take it forward onto that front knee. Yes, as we're lunging in. So you could be doing this if you are not on the floor. This could be done in standing too. Forgot to mention that. Right. Draw the shoulder blades back. So you'd be in like a warrior 1 position. And maybe hands are on your thighs instead of your blocks. I got some folks that aren't going to the floor today. 1 more breath here. Breathe into that lower belly space. And we'll shift it on back. We're going to head into half Hanuman. So straightening out the front leg, the heel's going away from you and the toes are coming towards you. So if you're not on the floor right now, this would actually be better seated in a chair. So heel going away, toes coming towards you. You're going to stand up tall, and then if you want to lean in, and rather than rounding the back to get there, you're going to send your front heel forward and your back sit bone back. Find some ease wherever you are. Might it start at the jaw and work its way down. Last breath. Slide it back. I'm going to take those blocks down to the floor. We're going to take our elbows onto those blocks, or the elbows can come onto the floor, or if you're not going on the floor, they can go on a table. Take the elbows down, palms together. I'm going to sit it on back and start to bring the hands towards the back of the head. And it's almost as though my hips are going to send themselves back, but my elbows are going to head. Let's see. Elbows are staying where they are, hips are sending back, and maybe you'll feel that a little bit more in the triceps underneath your arms. Last breath here. We'll release those arms and start to walk yourself back up. Exhale slowly, slowly. All right, we're off to the other side, so just switching. Right foot is forward and roughly stacking knee and ankle. If you're seated, you could do this on the chair where that one leg is forward. Here we go, let's rise up. Soften the arms a bit, gazing upward. Let's reach up, grasp onto the left wrist this time. Take an inhale to reach, and exhale, a side bend off towards the right. You're going to press down through that back shin. Just enough effort, not too much. Last breath into that left side ribcage. Exhale, release. Swim those hands back behind you again, clasping. Just switch to one finger over, just so you got a different grip. Send the hands down, open up the chest. We got 2 breaths here. Great, release it. We're going to send the body forward. So coming into that deeper lunge to the front leg. Allow the shoulders to roll back. You can certainly take those blocks lower, or even be on the floor, or actually you could be higher up onto your thigh. Allow the shoulders to roll back. Find that pressing down through that back shin helps to take a little pressure off the knee. Try that. Let's find 2 more breaths where you expand the lower belly space on the in-breath. Ready? We're going to exhale, push it back up. Back up a little bit taller and sending that front leg out so that the heel is away and the toes are coming towards you. You can stay up in that tall version, or you can start to hinge forward. I'm going to use my blocks to do that, but you could certainly be on your thigh too. Shoulders drawn back of the neck long, gaze is down. Go those shoulders and jaws for 2 more breaths. All right, let's bring it on out. We're going to take those blocks to the front, or elbows to the floor, the blocks, or your table surface. Bring those palms together. Do open up the knees a little wide if you're on the floor. Send the hips back and maybe start to bring the backs of the hands towards the back of the head. They don't have to, they could certainly stay away from that space. Send my hips back a little bit more and leave the elbows there. 2 more breaths if you're with me. Start to bring the hands out if you haven't already, and begin to walk back up slowly. Exhale your way back up. All right. Set that to the side. Let's get off of our knee joints and come into standing if you're not there already. We'll grab your strap if you got it. Send the feet out a little bit wide. We're going to go through that 3-way strap stretch. All right, rising up. In breath. Maybe you go back all the way. I'm not there this week. So if you want to go all the way back, you're welcome to. I'm just showing the side that the spine is not really changing position as you're moving here. Perhaps 1 more round. All right, back in the center, we'll rise up to the apex of that reach, holding on like you've got a stick. Get an in-breath and an out-breath off to one side, maybe gaze down towards that side. When you're ready, rise up, inhale, exhale, opposite. 1 more to each. Good, we'll meet at the top and come back down. Take the strap back behind you for that last version. Feet are wide. Pull on that strap to open up the shoulders so your fingertips are facing the back wall, by the way. Bend at the knees, hinge at the hips, and we're going to send it forward. If rounding the low back is not a concern of yours, you're welcome to straighten the legs a little bit more. Or maybe you have the range to do both. Shoulder blades gently drawing together so that the fronts of the shoulders are not sagging forward. Last breath here if you're still with me. Hands come closer to the backside. Pull on either side of the strap. Exhale, rise up slow, slow, slow. All right, and release. Let's keep hold of the strap and bring the feet about, I don't know, I'm gonna go for a little wider squat today. So a little bit wider than your hips. Palms are up with that strap. My hair. All right, we're gonna sit back into chair pose, and as you come forward, you're gonna draw that strap and pull open. Just enough effort. It doesn't even have to be any effort. Just, well, there is some effort, okay? And then we're gonna rise up. Open up the shoulders. So in breath, drop down. Little effort, pull on that strap. Exhale to rise. Okay. 3 more. Keep where you are. I'm just gonna show side version. Last one, let's hold it here. So settling back. Shoulders are out of the ears. Are you equal weight through both feet, or does one feel heavier? 3, 2, 1. Exhale, rise up. Roll out those shoulders. We're going to keep our strap. We're going to do that series of the strap. So if you've got it, if you don't have it, that's okay too. Or you don't want to use it, that's okay too. So I'm taking the strap back behind me. And right foot is going to step out. Left foot is also out. Left foot parallel, right foot pointed. We're heading into that warrior 2 triangle series. So I'm going to straighten out the arms as we straighten out the strap. Bend into the front knee, which stays in line, hip, knee, ankle. And then slowly start to take your gaze over towards the right. And pulling on either side of the strap to give me that strength there. 2 more breaths. Straighten that front leg just for a reprieve. I'm going to shorten up the back side of the strap, so just hugging in a little closer. Bend into that front knee. Again, take the back hand down the back leg and start to swim that right arm to the sky. So there's a little pressure down through that back strap as well as the up strap. Exalted warrior. Just enough effort, 1 more breath. In breath. Out breath, straighten the front leg, just for a reprieve. We're going to shorten up our strap again. This time bending into the front knee. The front strap is a little bit shorter. Drop that right forearm on the front thigh and start to slide that left arm to the sky. So there's effort through the bottom shoulder to draw it back and down. And if you're looking forward, you might try to slowly start to take your gaze upward. Just enough effort. It does not have to be a strong pull. Last breath. Straighten the front leg. Relax those arms for a moment. Slide them out. Extend those arms out. Here we go for triangle. In breath, out breath, lengthening forward until you can drop that front arm and reach the other arm to the sky. You do not have to be down at the shin, you could be up higher. If you tend to lock out like me, you can see that locked out knee. Ooh, so scary. Press in through those toes a little bit. One last breath. I know this is a a lot of effort in triangle. Bend that front knee to come out of it. We're going to swim right back into reverse. Exalted warrior. Straighten that front leg into reverse triangle. Alright, and then come back out. Release. We'll heel toe, step it back into center. We have that strap behind me for a active mountain pose. A little pressure out through the hands, thighs are pressing out, chest is rising. Release, make any little adjustments before we head to the other side. So left foot towards the left side, right foot is parallel to the back side. We'll start to lengthen out that strap. Bend into the front knee, and then slowly start to take your gaze out to the left. You can always go without the strap. Be the same pose, right? You just have a different effort. Okay, one more breath, find the ease here. We'll straighten out the front leg for a little break of that, shorten up the back side of the mat. We're heading into exalted warrior. So as we send the back arm down, the front leg bends, front arm reaches. A little effort down the strap and up the strap. One more breath. And we're back to warrior two. Release the front leg. Let go of the arms for a moment. Just a little break. All right. We're going to shorten up the front side of the straps as we bend in. Find side angle with that front forearm on the thigh. So as I'm shortening up the lower side, I'm going to start to lengthen up the top side. And if you're looking forward, you can slowly start to take your gaze towards the upside. Find some ease here, just enough effort. In breath to come out breath, rise up. Relax those arms for a moment to reset for triangle. We'll lengthen out those arms. Start to lengthen forward and then drop the front arm down, either to the thigh or the shin. Opposite arm reaches up. A little pressure through the toes to keep those knees from hyperextending. You can always bend that top elbow a little bit if it's too much. One more breath. Okay, bend in, release, let those arms release for a moment before we head back to exalted warrior. And then extend the triangle, so reverse triangle. So we come back down. Release, heel toe. Take the strap back behind you. Fingertips are, let's see, I have them facing forward. So my palms are facing forward. Pull the strap just slightly. Thighs pressing outward, mountain pose. All right. There you go. We're gonna let the strap down. I did strap last time with half moon pose and I think it's a bit much. So I think half moon pose is enough on its own. All right, tie my locks back. So half moon pose, I'll just show, I'm gonna like breeze right into it if you don't know what it is, but then I'll take it slowly. So it's this one that looks something like that. Okay. So we're going to go to the right first. Block is on the right side, or you can use a piece of furniture to do a different version. It's all good. There we go. So bending into the right leg, reaching the arms out, our warrior two. Take that energy forward as we lean in, and your hands down on the surface that you're using, whether it's a piece of furniture or the block. If it's the block, it's a foot or two forward from you. Actually, whatever it is, it's a foot or two forward from you. Start to lift that back leg up. I'm going to take the left hand to the lower right rib cage and start to sweep that arm up towards the sky. Take your time. I like using furniture because one, it's pretty stable, two, it's a little bit higher. Find your ease, and when your ease becomes wobbly, just steady the breath. Another 2 breaths if you're still with me. Woo. I'm not with me. Alright, take that back hand down, bend the standing leg, and reach back as we come into warrior 2 to ease our way out. Alright, reach to the sky, in breath. And we're back to center, out breath. Alright, heel toe, step it in, shake it off. Reset mountain pose as though you're holding that strap and you're holding out to the sides. All right, let's realign for the opposite side, left side, so either shifting your block or your body to your furniture. All right, left foot comes out. Coming through warrior 2 on the left side. Bending in, finding the surface that you're going to be resting on, so that's about a foot out or 2 feet out in front of you. Right hand comes to the lower left rib cage and sweeps it open. Extending that arm. It doesn't justice, but you could have your back to the wall. That wouldn't be a good version. That's how we normally do it in class. Reach through that back heel if that helps. 2 more breaths if you're still with me. Bring the back arm back down, bend the standing leg, and reach back with that back foot to come through warrior 2 if you're still with me. Reach to the sky, inhale, and back to center, exhale. All right, heel toe that in. I feel like that's one of those poses that if you really settle in and you can get settled, that you could, it does feel pretty easeful. I'm not joking. Try it against a wall and maybe seek for that. Last breath here, mountain pose. All right, I think we're gonna be moving back towards the floor. So let's find our way back down. Come into a seated position. With your legs out in front of you. I'm going to use a blanket to sit on, but that's just to give your hips a little bit more space. You have plenty of range for your hamstrings and your low back. You don't have to sit on anything. Maybe have a block or a pillow close by and maybe your strap. I'm not really quite sure where we're going. All right, let's first bring the heels away, the toes towards you, and the hands down by your sides. Fingers may be pointing outward. I'm going to reach through the heels. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, let the toes curl forward, let the head curl forward. 2 more. Last one, let's hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Release the hands. Now bend the left knee. Send it out to the side as your right leg comes out to the side. So we've got this wide leg position. Blocks or pillows can capture that left knee if that would feel more comfortable. And then strap's going to be around your right foot if you're using it. can also be done seated in a chair. You're going to sit up tall. You're going to start to hinge off towards that right side. Let's reach that left arm up for 2 breaths. I'm just going to take the gaze down. In breath, we're going to sweep that hand up and over that left hand and wrap it back behind you. I've got the back of my hand on my sacrum. And now I'm going to turn the body a little bit towards the left. One more breath. Exhale to rise. I'm going to swing this right leg back into butterfly as an interim pose. So Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out, tuck those pillows or blocks underneath your thighs if that would feel more comfortable. Wrap around those feet, sit up tall, taking the gaze downward. Breath in that allows the lower belly to expand. In breath. Out breath, release that. Take the left leg now out in that wide leg. Strap it now if you'd like. Follow the foot. The other foot, sole of the foot is coming towards your inner thigh. It might not be there today, that's okay. Sitting up tall, we're going to hinge off to that left side. Start to sweep the right arm up and over. Just going to let the gaze go downward. In breath, reach. Sweep that arm back across and right back behind you, so tucking it. You can even go to your side hip if that feels better. This time you're going to open up the body towards the right. One more breath. We'll exhale to release. We're going to find ourselves back into Supta, or Baddha Konasana, not Supta. So butterfly. Tuck those pillows or blocks underneath. And this time, instead of closing the feet together, we're going to open the soles of the feet to the best of your ability. Don't force it. So I'll take the pads of the thumb along the pads of the feet and start to open up that space. You can even do little pressure points through the archway with your thumbs if you'd like. Or just settle in. And doing little pressure points on the feet, just come to pause for 2 breaths. Less effort. I'll take the arms around the outsides of the legs, exhale them back up to center. You're going to give yourself a little shin hug here. Full breath in and out. Breathe that up. We're going to come onto your backs now. Making your way down. Just a little light something under your head if you want, but nothing pinching off the low neck. And if you've got your block or a pillow, bring that with you. Always that first moment of just laying on your back or your belly. I don't know what it is. All right. Let's bring the block or a pillow or bolster if you have it underneath your back, your low back. And I mean your sacrum, not your low back. And you can always go without. You can certainly do this without, but we're going into our supported shoulder stand. So carving out a little space in the upper back, kind of rolling the shoulders open. Exhale one knee up. Exhale the next knee up. Let the sacrum drop into that block, so just energetically. Whew. And then if you'd like, you can straighten those legs. They can always stay dangled too. And I'm just going to keep a soft leg position here, like somebody's got them on puppet strings. So the knees are a little bit bent, the hips are a little bit bent, the ankles are relaxed. And we're breathing. Find that little space that you don't have to do so much, where your legs are just suspended. Two more breaths if you're still with me. Those feet dangle, knees bend, pause there. If you're ready, we'll come down, take your one leg down on an exhale, the next leg down, and we'll take that surface, whatever you're on, out from underneath you. Come down, maybe hug those knees towards your chest, wide legs. Full breath in and out. All right. If you'd like a strap assist for happy baby or happy human, I like to call it happy human, you may use that. Otherwise, you are welcome to go. If you can grab onto your feet, you can grab onto your feet. I like to bring, if I'm not using the strap, I bring my arms inside my thighs or my legs and then wrap my index finger and middle finger around the inside of the big toe and then wrap around. So that is a mudra in itself. I think it's Vishnu mudra. Actually, that's wrong. Scratch that. Anyway, if you have that availability, you can do it that way. If you don't like it, just grab onto the outside of the feet. If you got the strap assist, just shift my position. You can put something under your head, by the way, if you need some support. Baby. You can rock side to side. I've been doing that version where maybe when you head to the left side this time, we're going to stop there and pause. So you're in suspended happy or happy human. A fantastic pose for finding some ease in the pelvic floor area. We're going to head back through the center and over to the right. Pausing in suspension on that right side. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. We'll meet back in the middle if you're not there already. I'm going to head into some bows and arrows. You don't have to. You can always stay in happy baby, happy human. A bow and arrow, one knee bends, the other leg straightens, and then we reverse it. Coming back to center, maybe reaching those legs up towards the sky. And grab on the strap if you've got it, or you can hold behind, or you might even be able to reach your toes. And then I'm going to slide along the strap if you're using it to go a little wider. So reaching through the heels, shoulders are relaxed. This is another suspension pose. You bring it back in, set the feet down. Just 2 windshield wipers to each side before we have playtime. We send the knees off to the right. Left arm reaches up. Right hand comes to the lower left rib cage. Full breath in and out. Come back through center, switching. Right arm reaches, left hand to the right rib cage. Full breath. One more if you're still with me. Alright, we come back through center, and if there's any other little movements that you want to make or other poses, do pigeon or thread the needle. Or you can certainly find your way into your Shavasana. So legs could be up. If you're heading into your Shavasana, you can have your legs up on the furniture and chair support. Or pillows or blankets underneath your legs. An eye pillow or sweatshirt sleeve over your eyes. Just some options. I'm going to stay seated as normal. Normal. What's normal? Usual. Rest for a few minutes in our quiet after relaxation. Then I'll start to bring you out with those bells. Finish with a Metta Meditation, mudra, and gratitude. Wherever you settled, if you have settled, allow your eyes to close or keep them open, your choice. Let's really make an effort letting go of those thinking, planning, worrying muscles of the forehead. Space between the eyebrows broadens and softens. Up to the eyes, become heavy. Temples. Joint at the jaw, release. Space between the teeth. Shoulder blades settling a little heavier on the space below you. These thoughts are going to roundabout and roundabout. And as soon as you notice you're on the wheel, stop. Where can you notice the breath moving in and moving out? That's your anchor. You got nowhere to be, nothing to do, because these next few moments are yours. Next breath, becoming a bit more conscious, a bit deeper. You can always have the option to stay right where you are without moving. And to lengthen those exhales. And adding in any of your favorite mindful movements. Toes, fingers, wrists, and ankles. Working the head side to side, or the hips in and out. Perhaps a cat stretch or a dog stretch before you bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a hug. So taking your way into one side if you're not there already. Wherever you are in your transition, just pause to recall your intention for the day. How is it that you're going to show up today? Taking your time moving to sitting. If you're joining in that position, you don't have to. You can stay just where you are. The mudra this week is Vaikara mudra, which means protection and like a shield. That's the other word I'm looking for. Solid. That's the other word. All right, so a loose clasping of or curling in of the hands. And then you're going to place the thumb roughly over the ring finger space. Right hand comes over, left hand or left arm over that. We've got the shield, and not like a curling in shield, but like a calm, restful shield. I'm going to take us through the Lovingkindness Meditation, and you can repeat it at home or just listen. I've used the word I, but you might want to direct it to, directing it to somebody else outside of yourself. There you go. Eyes are open or closed, your choice. May I be free from inner and outer harm and danger. May I be safe and protected. May I be free of mental suffering and distress. May I be happy. May I be free of physical pain and suffering. May I be healthy and strong. May I be able to live in this world happily, peacefully, joyfully, with ease. One full breath, taking in those words, that meaning, this mudra. We release from Vaikara, bringing it to gratitude hands, whether that be in Namaste or Anjali here in the center, or one hand over the heart and the other one over that. Bowing to that place within you where you recognize gratitude, to acknowledge at least one more thing in your life to be grateful for in this moment. My list is always very long. I hope yours is too. We'll send this gratitude out beyond those walls that you're in. Palms meeting at the center. Exhale, hold on to it real close, at least for the rest of the day. We'll ohm this out. If you want to join in, please do. Take a slow breath in. A slow breath out. A slow breath into Om. We breathe in. We breathe out together. Namaste. Thank you all for being here and taking time out of your lives to take care of yourselves so that we can be there for each other. All right, I'll come closer.